academic discourse on the programs and policies for the development of tribes, issues and challenges. Before I give brief about the topic, I would like to introduce the academicians who are residing over here. Now I request Sakya, Limi Sakya, I request to give a bouquet to my director.
So let us start with just, I think.
No, you are my first. You are my first. Mr. Bhattara Reddy, the director of the institute, and is constant source of inspiration for my academic activities, and he has been a very helpful and good heart and touching person for me for the last 2 years, and he will be there for another till his. So thank for giving and encouraging me to do the activities in the institution. Now I request my former director, my well-wisher, Professor Nayanatara, to give a bouquet to Ma'am Sangamitra Acharya from JNU. Now I request Professor Srinivasulu Garu to give a bouquet to my mentor, my advisor, my guru, Sri Dr. Professor Narsinghareddy Garu from Hyderabad Central Economics Department. This is a. So now I also welcome my friend, my brother, Dastagiri, Professor Dastagiri Saab also, and he is really from the day I was having an idea of this, whom to be approached, how to be approached, who we should invite. So that is where is a, for my brain, it is his academic orientation for my brain. I welcome Dastagiri Saab also. Yeah. Now, I request my director sir to give a token of memento to Professor Narsinghareddy sir as well as Professor Sangamitra madam. You give the moment, Shal can be given. I request the director sir to give him a token of a small thing to I also request director sir to give a to Professor Narsinghareddy sir. So now we will move on to the serious activity of that. I'll just give a brief about what this seminar is talking about. Okay, I'll just give a brief. Tribal communities in India are often referred as Adivasis, and they represent one of the most culturally rich and diverse segment of the nation. According to 2011 census, the Adivasi population in the country is 8.6%, which means 104 million. There are 700 distinct tribes possessing unique traditions, languages, and knowledge systems. They are integral part of India's cultural ecological heritage. Out of these 700 distinct tribes, 46% of the tribes live in eastern and central part of India, that is West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Jharkhand. Then 28% of the scheduled tribe communities are noticed in the western belt. They are Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra. A northeastern state also represent more than 12% of the scheduled tribes, while remaining 14% spread across the states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. A significant share of the population found in Lakshadweep, Ladakh, Dadra Nagar Haveli. Within this 8.6%, Bill community is the dominated group which has a more than 5 million population. It followed by Santhal, Munda, and Gaon tribe. The Onge and Jarawa are the more smallest tribe lives in Andaman Nicobar. In addition to this, we have a PVTGs also noticed across the country like Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and few parts of Tamil Nadu. Their main occupational backgrounds vary from gathering, hunter, cultivators, often combined with gathering of non-timber forest products. Bulk of the plantation workers in West Bengal and Assam are migrants from Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. The country's substantial number of migrants are from these communities. STs are disproportionately face greater displacement from mineral industrial development and secure a small share of it. Though they live in rich and abundant mineral resource areas, however, in developmental scale are far behind when compared with other social groups. ST population in peninsular India are included in 5th schedule of the Constitution, allowing for somewhat different administrative structure in these areas like tribal subplan, ITDA, and another administrative setup in the 5th schedule area. In the northeastern states of Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Assam are under 6th schedule of the Constitution. They have a different setup, administrative setup. The developmental status of the STs in the eastern and central states are noticing a change, while it is relatively high in the northeastern and sub-Himalayan states. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, the Government of India has launched several transformative initiatives aimed at empowering tribal communities. The transformative initiatives are the One Dhan Yojana, which focus in adding value to the forest products. Second, Eklavya model residential schools, which provide qualitative education to tribal children, have been pivotal in enhancing socio-economic opportunities for a tribal population. Third, the Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Vikas Mission aimed at promoting livelihood opportunities through skill development and entrepreneurship. Fourth, the Adivasi grants in aid programs which focus on preserving tribal culture, heritage are all significant thing. Ever the Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir also introduced a new thing, that is celebrating November 15 to honor the great tribal leader, that is Mirsa Munda Jayanti. And another important thing during his time, a milestone in India's commitment to tribal empowerment is Srimati Draupadi Murmu occupying the position as the first tribal president of India, symbolizing the national recognition of tribal women leadership at the highest levels of governance. This seminar provides a platform to deliberate upon the beneficial outcome and impact of ongoing policy program initiatives and discuss how these developmental interventions could be translated for the emancipation of tribal communities. It will serve as a forum for discussing future strategies to ensure inclusive growth, preserve tribal identity, and address the persistent challenges faced by the indigenous communities in India. Through this seminar, we aim to foster a deeper understanding of tribal issues, promote discourse among stakeholders, and chart a path towards a sustainable and equitable development for India's tribal populations, reflecting the global concerns of sustainable development goals. By bringing together policymakers, academicians, activists, and tribal representatives, we hope to create an actionable insights that will contribute to the empowerment and upliftment of tribal communities nationwide. Thank you so much for this. Now I request my director sir to speak. Before that, we'll all please join for lighting the lamp. My guru.
Sir is the senior most. Please. I'm joining.
Anna, come. Please come. Sir, Mulman sir. Baradi sir. Baradi sir. One part sir. Dastagiri sir, please come.
Okay.
What is that? Please.
Dastagiri sir.
Please, please.
Now I request my director, Professor Prabhu Yerli Saab, to speak about the seminar as well as a brief small brief about my institute also.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Brahmanandan. Today's keynote speaker Professor Sangamitra Acharya Madam, Professor from JNU. Today's special thematic lecture will be delivered by Professor D. Narasimha Reddy sir, former Dean, University of Hyderabad. Distinguished delegates coming from different corners of the country, and my colleagues at CMDR Dharwad, and invited guests from Karnataka University Dharwad, Professor Mulimani sir, Professor Berde sir, and I will not be able to take the names of others. Please excuse me. I welcome you all to this premises of Center for Multidisciplinary Development Research. I am sure many of you are coming over here for the first time. The institution is working for the cause of social sciences since 1980. The core strength of this institution is taking up the regional imbalance studies, especially there is a division between North and South. So because of the reports of this institution, so a lot of developmental activities are taking up in this northern part of Karnataka. So now we can say that we have achieved our objective. Another core strength of our institution since last 3 to 4 decades, that institution is working on the tobacco economics, started by our founder director, Professor P.R. Panchmukhi sir. Later, Professor Nayantara Naik Madam is carrying it out. Looking into the significant achievements in tobacco economic studies, World Health Organization in the year 2023 gave the award for tobacco economics research, and Professor Nayantara Naik Madam is the and in addition to that, the institution is taking up studies on development of some indexes for the minorities, then Dalit Development Index. Like that, number of such indices are being developed by our institution. Apart from that, socially relevant issues like maybe it is Swachh Bharat Mission, land bank studies, Hindu Succession Act, what kind of empowerment programs that are, means what is the status of women, like that, the number of studies are being taken up. And we have special programs on Panchayat Raj representatives. Dr. Bilava is there, who is taking care of these activities. Like that, institution is working in almost all social science areas. Coming to today's national seminar on the tribal issues. The status of tribal in the national level has already been provided by Dr. T. Brahmanandam, even though I noted all those points, now I am skipping them. Let me begin with the lighting of the lamp process. I hope in all the programs you must be witnessing this particular activity. So what is the purpose behind that? It has become a custom, it has become a ceremony. We do all these things, isn't it? In most of the programs that you come across. But why do we do this? Anybody? Basically, I am a teacher.
Knowledge sharing.
Sir?
Knowledge sharing.
Knowledge sharing.
Igniting.
Yes.
Igniting.
Igniting. Because we say that we all are made up of this Panchabhutas. Panchendriya, what we say. We are lighting up all those Panchendriyas so that we become more conscious in the deliberations of this activity, whatever that what we are taking up. So that it is only an indication of lighting up all these Panchendriyas. So at this moment, let me recall the Vachana of Sarvajna. Those of you who are from Karnataka, you can very well recognize this great poet. He used to say everything in 3 lines, just like Kabir ki Doha, what we find in northern India. So here we call him as a Sarvajna. Sarvajna talks about knowledge. His name itself, Sarvajnani. Sarvajna, he knows everything. So for which also he says, so how I became Sarvajna? Because my point is different, but just I am taking one more minute. He himself explains how I became Sarvajna. He says, Sarvajnanembavanu garvadindadani. Sarvarlandu nudigaretu vidyaya parvataveyada Sarvajna. Sarvajna cannot become Sarvajna because of his ego. He is setting aside his ego, and he is learning one point from each one of you, and he is becoming servant. Means every individual has something to deliver to the society. So this is what is the meaning that he wanted to
There is the capital I.
Yes,
There is the capital I.
definitely, sir. Now, regarding the knowledge, he says, ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂ ಮೇಲಿಲ್ಲ ಶ್ವಾನನಿಂ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಭಾನುಮಂಡಲದಿಂ ಬೆಳಗಿಲ್ಲ ಜಗದೊಳಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನವೇ ಅಧಿಕ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ. Means there is nothing above knowledge. There is nothing above knowledge, and the light of sun that what we get, there is no comparison to that. And in this entire world, knowledge is everything. Knowledge is everything. Now, why I am talking about knowledge? Now you must be thinking, this is the program on tribal issues, and he is quoting somebody else and he is talking about knowledge. Now I am coming to the core issue. Because for political as well as social reasons and for any of the geographical reasons, we might have classified a particular group of people as tribals. But we need to recognize the quantum of knowledge these people were having. Or still, it is not where, I am correcting my words, they are having. Did we give any attention to that? Because the current educational system, we were discussing before coming over here, is focusing more on the formal education. But these tribal societies, the so-called tribal societies in different parts of the country, he has already explained in which part of the state, which percentage is residing. They might be devoid of formal education, but can we say that they are lacking knowledge? Rather, they are the treasure of knowledge. Did we recognize their knowledge? Barring few exceptions. Barring few exceptions, largely their treasure of knowledge was unrecognized or untapped, that what we can say. The policies, the government of India or maybe the state government or whosoever makes the policies should emphasize on how to encash the tribal knowledge so that the society is going to be benefited out of that. Society is going to be benefited out of that. Because what we learn from these tribal communities, they are the nature worshippers. Panchabhuta, what we say, they worship all those things, may it be air or may it be water or may it be fire or whatever it is. They worship everything. And we are also doing the same thing, but we classify them as tribes. They carry a lot of healing techniques. Nowadays, it is becoming popular, tribal medicine or the natural medicine and all those things. Had we given attention maybe 2 decades or 5 decades or back, so the situation in Indian context would have been something different. They have that particular knowledge, and now after realizing the negative effects of the so-called medicines, English medicines, so now we are moving towards the traditional medicines or traditional healers and all those things. We had the great knowledge of herbs. Whatever the classifications that we study in our taxonomy in botany, basically I am a student of agriculture, so number of classifications that we study, but the tribal classification is totally different. They know what to eat and what not to, when to eat and when not, and in what season what should be consumed and what should not be consumed. I had an opportunity to work in a Central Agriculture University. In 1 year I was in Pasighat, Arunachal Pradesh. So that was a wonderful experience that I can say in my life. So the state itself is having 98% tribals. 27 different tribes are there. And so they are so well behaved and they are so accommodative and they are so cooperative to the people who are coming from other parts of the country. So really, I still remember them. And the skills that they possess, maybe weaving skills, they call it as ghale, the things that what they wear. So I brought many pieces, I think more than 20 pieces for my family members, and all of them are, even today they are enjoying that. And all of them are hand woven. No machine, nothing. So this is a story of around 23-24 years back. So this is the skill that these people are having. Then their traditional festivals, dance, how they used to consume. Patiala University has asked me to deliver a talk on intergenerational bonding. Tomorrow I'll be taking up that issue. The intergenerational bonding, if you want to learn, that we should learn from tribal communities. Tribal communities. So, how they transfer this knowledge from generation to generation, and how living together and working together and achieving everything in a team spirit, that we need to learn from these tribal communities. So, I have seen the IAS officers in Pasighat, Arunachal Pradesh, and Upper Siang, another district we used to visit frequently. Even though there is an official quarter, palacious quarter, like you can say palace, these tribal officers, whosoever are there, they used to construct their own house of bamboo just behind that official quarter, and they used to stay there. And I had an opportunity to interact with one of such officers. Sir, such a big palatial house is there, why you are going there? He says, no, that is my tradition and I feel comfortable there. And whatever the food that is prepared in that particular bamboo house, I enjoy that. Not in the cook and orderlies, what they prepare, I never enjoy that. This entire family, they spend maximum time there. Means whatever the time that he is spending, so he is enjoying it. So this is what is the maintenance of the culture by the highest officers. So highest officers means in Indian context, this is servants. Highest officer, yes, they are doing that. Now, I started my discussion with the knowledge. We didn't discuss that, but better late than never, government has started doing that. Identifying the tribal knowledge by giving them Padma Awards. Just I have some examples. Chami Murmu for planting and forest planting, as well as
We have also.
yeah, I am coming to this Tulsi Gowda also. She is known as the encyclopedia of forest. Tulsi Gowda from Karnataka, the tribal woman. Then Dukhu Manji for forest protection. Hemchand Manji for is a traditional healer. Jogendra Yadav, PVCT tribes, what you were mentioning. Then Smriti Rekha Chakma, vegetably dried cotton cloths. So because of that knowledge. Then Sankham Kima for rehabilitation of tribal. Then Somana is Jenukurba from the state of Karnataka for social welfare. Then Yanam Jamo Logo for the tribal medicine. Then Tulsi Gowda, I have already mentioned, she is known as Encyclopedia of Forest. Then Sukri Bommagowda for folk music, and Manjamma Jogati for as a folk dancer. The most important one is Sulagatti Narasamma. So just I would like to say some words about this lady. She got married at the age of 12 and she gave birth to 12 children. And she started her medical services, especially the pregnant women, at the age of 22, and she carried it up to more than 70 years. She died at the age of 94 or so. More than 72 years she did that service. During her service period, she was responsible for more than 15,000 deliveries, not even a single death. You show me a doctor, allopathic doctor, who can claim this. I did this many number of deliveries without any death of a baby or a mother. It's a very rare combination. Those of us who are 50 plus, I think majority of us have taken birth at our home only. There was no concept of hospital, including myself. My mother was alone when I took, my father was on tour. All my relatives were in different places because of government transfers and all. I was alone. My grandmother reached after fourth day, because there used to be letters. Then after that she catches a bus and come to the village to take care of her daughter and the grandson. But in such cases, the people like this in the villages, they used to take care of. Sir, what's something?
There is one more nickname to her is Perfect Sulagin.
Perfect Sulagiti. Sulagiti means in English you can say that
Expert for delivering the babies.
yeah, a expert of delivering the babies. So this is the thing. So now, with this brief background, so I think this seminar recommendation should go that most of the time, knowingly or unknowingly, we try to express our sympathy towards these tribal communities. This mentality should be changed. Rather, our proposition should be, society should be educated to give respect to their knowledge. Because each and every one of us are endowed with one or other qualities. Let us respect that, including the tribals or whatever it is. Let us not have that classification that he is this and he is that. Whatever the knowledge that X, Y, Z is having, that should be respected. So that is what is very, very essential. Maybe it is skill, because just by changing the attitude, we can achieve many things. Just by changing the attitudes, we can change many things. This is not my word. Yesterday I learned, day for yesterday, Professor Shri Govindappa Gaudar, he was delivering a lecture in KUD itself. So there he was mentioning about this particular thing. Then, obviously, as a part of the society, when we are asked to change, so change is not change is very slow process. It's not a fast process. And change always offers resistance. Change always offers resistance. So with every community. So none of the communities or none of the individuals or even the most educated cream of the society is also an exception to this. But how to take care of that? Instead of asking to change them, let us start the process of change from each one of us so that we can recognize and we can respect the knowledge of everyone, including the tribal community. If we can do this, and I think we are serving the purpose of this seminar. With this, I am closing my address. Thank you. Thank you for giving me.
I just request all the director to release the abstract, sir. Sorry. I request one question, sir. Sanamitra ma'am, Nandara ma'am.
So,
It's okay.